Hello, beautiful fellow human beings. So, few things. Gonna try some of these dry flies. There's a hefty page of dry flies in here, so I'm gonna pick a few of these to try. There's a few I have my eyes on that I have, I'm pretty sure all the information or all the materials for it. I noticed also Tup's Indispensable is in here, which I just watched on Savage Flies. There's a book called Fly Patterns and Their Origins that looks like a treat and a half, but I can't find it anywhere for under 50 bucks. But Tup's Indispensable is in it, and that is honey done with the tail is honey done with primrose yellow tag under, and body is mixed scarlet and cream lamb's fur dubbing, which should appear creamy pink, and Hackle natural honey done cocks. So gonna well, I don't have the stuff with that, but I found a Mosquito in here. Wings, grizzly hackle points. Tail, grizzly cock hackle fibers. Body, white silk ribbed with black silk or striped peacock quill. Hackle, grizzly cock hackle. So probably gonna go for that one. And yeah, I did a little organizing, so everything's kind of in pieces. Ooh, the lighting is... Anyway, I'll show. So, just wanted to stay absolutely organized, and got all the feathers and stuff in here. And let's get some hooks. Probably gonna be sticking with these today. Finally all organized, and got some more fur to mess with real quick. Shoot, gonna have to use proper flea comb because my other comb is in with the little guy. So found some, well, not this, that is an apron. Found some more different types of fur that I had, and these are collars, but figured I could give them a quick brush. They're collars for jackets. Just require some snaps. Really nice. Don't know if you could see that, like, almost scarlet burgundy. There's two stripes of fur in this black outer collar and the like kind of scarlet on the inside. And this has some of that scarlet glow to it. However, it's really an indescribable black. So I'm gonna just see if I could brush some of the under fur out. This one is nice and short fibers. I'm not sure what it can be, however, I'm trying to identify them. And pulled out a bead tray. I figured this would be perfect for dubbing with the small channels. And some of this is a little dry rotted, so I'm trying to go nice and easy on it. Yeah, look at that. Very fine, very soft. Should wrap around a thread nice and easily. Just trying to figure out what fur this is by looking at old catalogs. Very shiny, and on this one in particular, minimal under fur. The other ones are quite poofy with that, and it's so nice looking. It's got the slightest brown hue. Really nice color. I want to kind of make a palette of natural fibers because then I can mix this in with other stuff to make colors and what have you, and try to figure out what of this wants to float, what really absorbs water, and what not so much. Switch to the other side. And it's natural fibers, so it never hurts to have a little brushing. I brushed the little guy last night. Not a single flea or anything. Pretty magical. So, brushing this makes it so glossy looking. Really intense looking color. I'm blasting in the other room, I guess. So, really soft. Get a little bit more of this and then move on to the next one. Oh, hello, beautiful fellow human beings. Those are mink collars? Alright. Thank you for that, Squirrely. Because it's the softest, and I don't know why Code is blasting me from the other room. But it's really... So, throw that with the other fur. Nice color. This is the one. So it's really poofy. Really poofy. Almost looks like raccoon, however the color isn't. It's more of a caramelly with brown, as opposed to like a grayish, ashy. Hey, Pug. What? I don't know if I want to, I don't know what a pog is. I know pogs, like P-O-G-S, because I'm old. But coyote, interesting. And tons of underfur on that. Let's see what it looks like. Brush. I'm gonna go easy on this one. Some of these are quite old. Okay, let's go this way. Anytime I pass these at yard sales, I can't skip on them. And I have a few more in the drawer where I pulled these out of. Some white ones, which I should have grabbed. They're small little collars. I'm gonna add those ones to a sweater I have. I finally found one of those 1950s cardigans with the fur around. I've been wanting one of those for a long time. I grew up working at a vintage shop, and those were always something that was priced far out of my reach. I also had an armadillo bag that I remember quite well. Ooh. Nice. I have a really lovely palette of natural hues. I have to look up fur by fur what the properties are, just like any other ingredients. Really, really interesting. Some furs seem to absorb water quite extensively. Some remain like sleek. Haven't delved too far into that yet until I get some more in my hands so I could really be able to tell. I could kind of see some of the, like, that isn't a fold, that's like some marking. You know, like darker fibers. Trying to get it brushed. Hey Ewas, how you doing? So these are old collars for jackets, and I have quite a few of them. I seem to have dropped one or two. And this, I believe, is, yes, it is. So I'm not sure what this fur is. It's gorgeous, super soft, and I believe this is, no, maybe this is more sleek and almost like feels wet to touch. Not exactly sure what that can be. The most gorgeous like caramelly color. Same coloring as this, but slightly different texture. So let me get the comments up on this phone so I don't miss anything. And some of the, like this one is quite long. The fibers themselves are quite long. And it's good condition. Could probably just wear this over something. It's got clips here, like a scarf. And pick them up from yard sales. If you have any trunk shows or antique shows, there, eBay. And a lot of times these snap-on collars get separated from the jacket, so they're sold at a very low price. And of course jackets, could find them in tatters, because the skins do, especially down here, the skins do dry rot quite brutally and just fall apart. And let me finish getting this up. Hey Freddie, how you doing? Hey Mixed Media Girl. I am actually not sure for your scythe if mink or sable is the same. Not sure yet. Let's see. Ooh, itchy nose. Snow bunny. Oh, you meant the fur. Oh, that's funny. Some tie-dyed flies would be fun. I do have a few dyes, and I just now realized I do have a tie-dye kit. And I didn't really think about using the dyes for anything excluding that, but this is an ideal purpose. Because as far as dyes, I think I only have maroon and gold, and black. I know black dye. The liquid dye. And so for fabric, it's a lot easier for me to work with. Anytime I use powder dye for fabric, it ended up very splotchy. But Rit makes really good affordable liquid dye that only a few drops of it goes a long way. Let me pull that dye kit out because I could be using that for the crop fur and feathers. The other night I was trying to figure out what takes dye the best. Hell yeah! It has a lot of bright colors in it. Nice, and it's already in the bottles. Yeah, I didn't think about this. Little tie-dye kit, but the colors in here are mad vibrant. Leave that out so I don't forget. The bass patterns are wicked colorful. I really want to try some of those. Continue brushing this for a few more swipes. Yeah, I gotta get some labels on these furs so I can remember. I used to know what they were. I teach just about any fur, but I used to spend 99.9% of my time in thrift stores and antique shops, but I don't live next to any right now. And I haven't really walked around a bunch of cool old stuff in a minute. Sometimes, even if I didn't have a penny on me, I would go to the thrift stores and antique shops just to learn more items and collectibles. In Lake Worth, my hometown, is like multiple antique shops on every block, it feels like. I want to try to figure out a way. There's a vintage shop, a really hip spot. I wanted to get stuff in there because the jewelry that I make, I use all salvaged materials, salvaged copper, salvaged beads, and most of the beads are from vintage clothes. So I wanted to get some of them in vintage shops and maybe like also do a thing where any broken beads found on the floor gets put in a jar and made into just a simple necklace, like a simple kind of flapper style, maybe like a long necklace. Thought that would be sweet, but it would be also sweet to incorporate vintage scraps and scraps from the past into flies and try to get a few of those also on a jewelry stand, because I gotta get back vending and selling like hardcore, and it's not easy out here. However, I have a few ideas now. Resourceful, if anything. And might try to have like monthly yard sale type things in front of my parents' house, because they live right near the downtown area. Let me scroll down. I apologize, I'm getting rambly. Hello, Matan. Oh, it's a taxidermy. Hey, it might turn into a taxidermy channel eventually. And I do live in the Florida swamp, where you never know what type of, to be totally blunt, roadkill you'll come across. And I a little squeamish with that. I wish I could find someone who processes like deer and boar and stuff like that. So if I find something like, because materials do get quite pricey. I can't get over it. Like, if you look up jungle cock, I'm not even kidding, those feathers are so expensive. I can see why there's a whole brotherhood revolving. I'm just playing, but they are very pricey. They do sell paper, like printouts, that are on a very like resilient material that you could use, because they make such a impact. They look like proper little eyes, and some of the flies that incorporate them almost look like hawks. I could open one of the pages here and show. So let's find some jungle cock. Yeah, look at that. Hey, hey David, how you doing today? Sable is more dense. Mink is softer to the touch. They are similar, but not weasel. This feather right here, that whitish yellow, black, then yellow, that's it. And it makes such a huge impact. As you can see, medium jungle cock. Polar bear, wow. Polar bear. Incredible. It looks like a proper bird. Jock Scott. Got the jungle cock on the Jock Scott. Never get bored or disinterested. It's in the most fantastic world. I'm happy to have fallen in this endless pit of impressive technique. Like, that is a bird. It would be so sick to make like bird portraits, but right? Like make a bird portrait, but like this. Guinea. Ooh, guinea. I always forget about guinea. Yeah, I need to pull up some of the old sites I used to use. Because back when I sold vintage, I had to... And I have one jacket that I think I could cut a ton of it off without even noticing. I believe it's fox. And long. Can't be fox. Why was I calling it fox? Long, like kinky kind of fur going down the neck and collar cuffs. Incredible jacket. Not every thrift store down here sells or even carries vintage, I mean not vintage, carries like winter coats. So when you find them, they're either astronomically priced or like get this out of the store because it's too big and takes up too much room. Found it for 13 bucks. I could grab it, but it's not the biggest deal. I mean, y'all will be seeing it anytime when it gets colder. If I go anywhere, because I like that jacket too much. Really nice. One day I'll want to open a little, oh wow. Really, it has a lot of grab. Nice. I think that's gonna be really enjoyable to dub with, because sometimes I have a hard time of keeping the fibers on the threads. Some I notice, especially the natural ones, tend to like link with each other. Man, I miss playing COD. I haven't played in like over a week. Well, maybe not over a week, but hey Navi, how you doing? What is that? What is CS? Guinea feathers. Oh! Holy shit. Yeah, I gotta get y'all back somehow. Got mulberry cuttings. Always got mulberry cuttings. And they do really well in pots. They could thrive for a long time in a pot. They grow pretty quick, but they stay a little scraggly tree, like a tree bush. And cool thing about it is you don't need any rooting hormone or anything to grow it. And you could just cut branches off and stick them in the ground and have more mulberry trees. A lot of the things that I know most about is stuff like that you don't need anything to propagate it. Gotta get some at my parents' house, but I haven't been really. Just need like I don't know, like a water tank with a hose or something, so I could water this stuff. It really stings the soul propagating a ton and not being able to keep it watered. Because here this stuff dries out quick, Florida. So I try to do everything I can to keep the pots from drying out. So you could bury big sticks with it, bury food scraps. Best for if you have coconut trees near you, ripped up coconut husks. They don't mold, they hold a ton of moisture, and really easy to come by. And like if you have anybody in town that sells coconut water, they need a spot to dump all those coconut husks. Grab them. They bury those with your plants and they'll hold a lot of moisture for them. And tend to put them on the bottom of the pot, a little bit up the sides, and then I mulch the top of pots, even if it's like, even if it's a tiny little planter, like tiny little pot, I will put mulch on top. Let's see, where's Google Sable? It's a member of the weasel family, just as wolverines, ferrets, and stoats. I don't think I've heard of that. Stoats. Yeah, this is proper. I wonder what, because they're all so different. Even like the mink that I've seen, there's so much difference between them. This, I can't get over. I think it's the longest fiber out of all of them. But look at all that poof underneath that under fur, which I wish I knew about this a long time ago. I used to do felting, that is what it's called. I couldn't remember the word, but you use a needle and all this would work incredibly well for it. So I pulled the needles out because I figured they might come in handy in this realm. I never even opened them because the needles I had rusted. but felting needles. And there's actually a ball I felted. I saw it on the floor yesterday. Hey! There it is. So, to demonstrate, people make all kinds of things with this method, like plushies, all kinds of things. And you could get like handles for them, but the hook has barbs going down it. Don't know if you're gonna be able to see, but it's got barbs, teeth going down it. Check it. Oops. So this was just that wool roving that I have somewhere. Oop, where did I put it? Don't fall. Alright, so this is just this wool roving. Okay, maybe this. And they sell this everywhere. It's on a lot of the videos. That's like fly materials from the craft store. I'm just gonna use this as an example. So I took that wool roving, made a ball. That's the first thing I felted. But you just stab carefully now. See? And you can make all kinds of shapes in this manner with just wool, or any like this stuff would be ideal for it. So I'm thinking this can make a crab shape. Make a crab shape with this, like the body, and then could go in and add any materials. Because I see if you, ow, don't do that. It's a slow process, however, pretty dang neat. And sure, you've seen the old school sweaters that have the patches on the shoulders. You could use this method to add those. Just going around with the and it's just pushing the fibers into the orange ball. And it's called felting, or needle felting. I want to see actually, because I have a foam block, so possibly, yeah. I just want to see if I could get like a crab shape. Kind of flatten it out first. So let me up the needle size. These needles are very, very useful for a lot of stuff like that. And if you get a hole in a sweater, you could repair it in this way. And just pancake it. Oops. Get these ends in. Let's see. They're very sharp, so this isn't the best method, but I'm just trying to get these loose ends tucked in a little bit more. if you ever need a random shape of material, this is a great way to get that. And eventually this will become a sturdy, stiff disc of felt. And this comes in a bunch of different materials also. Wool being the most popular and I guess traditional, maybe. But after a while, you'll get kind of, and it's all matted together. But if you keep going, this will be rather sturdy. I could add like some natural fibers. And give it some natural coloring. So this isn't a dry fly, so I'm going to probably finish this later because it's a decent shape. And the cool thing is too, is could attach this right to the hook with a little scrap of the wool and have that really on there. But it'll get flatter and flatter and more condensed. But we'll finish that later. Okay, add striping to it, all kinds of things. Yeah, I did. I did. I wonder what these ones are made out of. The other ones that I bought brand new, oh man, they rusted instantly. So I still don't know how. So, okay. Proper fly. The Mosquito and the Royal Coachman here is a hare wing. So for the wings, white calf tail. I don't have calf tail. However, I have a portion of a deer tail that is rather soft. And found it at a yard sale. Then there was one more on here. I was like, oh, I have all that. Oh, the lead wing. Yeah, the lead winged coachman. I don't have two sides of duck feathers, unfortunately. But this gray one that I found last time, but I don't think it's gonna do me any good, just one. This brown one. These are all duck feathers that I find locally. Really nice color, but I only have one side. Let's see. And it's always this side. And I always was taken back by that. I always seem to find predominantly one side. I have this turkey feather, which very tattered, so I don't know if this is gonna be any use either. I just don't know what to make wings out of, because it says slips from a dark gray wild duck wing quills. Let's see. Mosquito. Mosquito. Jesus, that's not a good view. Okay. Okay. So for that, we need these tips for the wings, which I don't have the most practice with. All my wings and legs end up like very uneven, but that's what practice is for. Okay, let me grab. Alright, I'll be right back. Oh, I can bring this. Bring this. Oh yeah, I also found this feather at Blue Heron. I haven't ID'd it yet. Really nice gray. Alright, so dry hook. I'm gonna probably do a decent sized one. Yeah, do the largest this kit came with. It's great for practicing. Magnetic case. Oh yeah. They sent me the dry hooks. They were supposed to be the wet hooks. So I still gotta get wet hooks, but these come with 200. Couldn't find any that were like more than a 25 pack, so really stoked on these. And I think they were like 17 bucks. However, since Black Friday is approaching, they were 14. So I don't know if that, yeah, good price. Okay, so let me get this kind of dismantled the desk a little bit to try to keep it a little more clear and the tools a little bit more accessible. So I kind of have everything sprawled out like a dentist table, if you will. So, yeah, the tiny, oh, let me get this a little bit. Been trying to type some stuff out, but for the website. I have a few designs that just based off of like what I've been learning thus far, and really excited, like, because the shop name is called Rage Baits, and anybody could list their stuff, but be cool to have like a community, like a Etsy, like, but for fishing. So Rage Baits is it. The URL is already, and all that, and I'm trying to work on one for carp, and I'm sure it exists already, but I wanted it to be like a carp snack, so naturally going with carp munch. And yeah, I'm simple. I'm a simple person, and I find that to be so funny. I think half the fun I'm gonna personally harvest from existing with this realm is naming. I love naming things. So I'm trying to get two tips that are similar in size. This one has white at the tip, the other is a black tip, so I want to get maybe this one. Okay. Little, I'm not sure if this is rooster or hen. I did separate the ostrich feather, which I think is ostrich. I don't know what emu feathers feel like, so I don't think it's them. And I don't know what the color looks like, but I mean, I'm guessing this is either dyed or something else. I'm not sure what this is. I just always have referred to it as an ostrich feather, but looking at ostrich feathers, they aren't the same. Very tiny little barbs. Really great for wrapping your body. And then packing a little travel kit. So then, but I thought it was 2 feathers, and it's a bunch of feathers, which I haven't seen anything like these at the craft store. But not the tendrils. I just finally learned the proper word, and I already forgot it. So the back is Hackle barbs. Gotta get some long ones. I should look at the other feathers real quick, because I'm just not entirely sure what is what. They're webby, so I'm guessing these are hen. Well, these guys, but I'm trying to be gentle. I don't have anything that is this long. Can you have this? Like, unreal. Look at the ones here. Unreal. Next stream, I'm going to be attempting some of Stan's flies. He makes a lot of really clever bait fish. And there's one on there that looks just like a kombucha. How much is the machine? Oh, this thing? This was very affordable. It's just a vise. It's not the best vise, like it doesn't have the best reviews or anything, but I tell you what, it was enough to get me started, that's for sure. you can't affect the height or anything like that. But it comes in a box. It came with a lot of tools. I wish the box wasn't lined with velvet though, because velvet works and acts like a lint roller, so it does get a little furry in there. But I came with just about everything. Bobbin thing, Bobkin or Bodkin, I know I'm saying it wrong. And one of these for dubbing. But I've been working on trying to find stuff that I have to make a weight so I could twist it. One of these guys. This is a little tight, but could probably bend it. I don't have the courage yet. And I believe they call them English style Hackle pliers, which this, wow. What an incredible little tool this is. Holding the feathers, ugh, I wish I knew about that. I'd be using that for all kinds of craft directions. So I'm gonna grab some of these. Try to grab some of these. I mean, yeah, it's longer. For the tail here, it doesn't say how many, and I usually get in trouble when it doesn't. Okay, tail. Grizzly cock hackle fibers, but how many? Either add too many or not enough usually. So we're getting them pinched up here. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I was watching a like a recap of, I don't know why, but when I was a kid, I was a big fan of the show Sex and the City, and I liked her outfit. She always dressed, you know, weird compared to everyone else on TV, and I quite like that. And but oh my god, I didn't know this shit was a hot mess. I found multiple seasons in my grandpa's like DVD stash too. After he passed, I wish he watched that. Like, definitely would have partook in that. Let me get some of these plasticky bits off. But yeah, that's what I did. Happy Thanksgiving. I accidentally watched I thought it was just a short like YouTube video. It was like 3 hours long. So don't, yeah. Okay, so we're making a mosquito. Let's see, put some wax over the felt. Yeah, I wanted to remove this because I could just, you know, put this on a piece of wood. It's really in there. But I'm just gonna save it for a proper vise because this one doesn't, the height isn't adjustable. I can't adjust the angle. God, holy shite. Can't adjust the angle. No gyroscopic action. I mean, I could change the orientation, but I have to release it. And I watched Savage Fly's review of it, and I was cackling. It was so funny. Oops. So I'm gonna get some body. I just want it a little bit more even. I think I should have done the smaller hook. And I put this way too close to this bend. It should be like up here. You know what? I I just want to do it right. Gotta start taking advantage of the fact I could just go back. I just don't want it bound that far down. There we go. Okay, so now we need, oh, white, okay, white. I have these little rolls that came in a kit. That's going to be ideal for this. Bam. So, white floss, that's it. I'm just going to cut. Let's see this. My reminds me of spider web. So, trying to teach myself, Steve Kunder, and with y'all's help. Y'all have been the greatest teacher I could possibly ask for. I looked locally for like clubs and that kind of thing, but didn't find much. There's like a fishing thing, but it's for kids. Thought maybe it would be cool to volunteer. Okay, let me get this. Trying to tie a mosquito. This is Southeast Florida, so it's probably a good thing to tie. Which a lot of the midges look like mosquitoes. Okay. So I'm just gonna wrap this now all the way. Gotta remember to look in the camera too. Keeping the thread at an angle rather than like wrapping it has helped a ton when I remember to keep it situated like that anyway. What did I hit that thread on? I guess maybe the eye. That looks very nice. Using this to kind of stripe it like a candy cane. So I do want to add a little bit of that glue. Which I'm due for another bottle of this already. This is a joy and a half. Penetrate tour. So let me get this closer. Zipper sound, relax, play. Yeah, there's a few kits that I run into because I haven't been able to find pheasant feathers and found a kit on eBay. It's a tabletop clamp, or a clamp, not a tabletop. So you clamp it to your table, and it's like 25 bucks. Like if you look up travel fly kits, I think it's worth just having one, because you never know. You never know when it's raining a little too hard to go outside, or you know, an inspirational documentary comes on. It's like, oh, I gotta try my hand at that, because it's human heritage. It's been a practice. Oh, my earring. A practice for hundreds of years. I do want to continue like getting the last few like pheasant feathers, turkey feathers. Let's see. Anything that could be used for legs or wrapping. Peacock curl running low on that. Oh my god. I don't know where people get their peacock curl, because this is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely beautiful. But I tell you what, the peacock curl I see in videos looks like chenille. Like, it looks like the cactus chenille. It's so poofy, and like, I know it's zoomed in extensively, but it's incredible. So, okay, this is the part that I'm a little not sure about, because see, this is just a recipe. It doesn't have any instructions. So I'm thinking is, I've seen it in other patterns, adding the wings first, going that way, and then doing the hackling, and then these will get pushed up at the ends. So I guess make sure they're even. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. Well, you know what? I'm not going to pay too much mind to the little speck of white at the ends, because these are like the exact size. And it looks about shank length. Okay, I'm gonna try it. Okay. Okay. So let's see if it says anything specific about the hackling. Hackled is grizzly cock. Okay. So oh, where's that? This one? Yeah, I'll use this one. How long? So past the hook, like past the hook point. That might be a little too long. Might be a little too long. Don't have a hackle gauge. That looks about right. Okay. So I'm not sure to add it from the back tip or the front, so I'll just go here. Okay. Just cut some of that off so it doesn't get mixed up with the other. So maybe I'll like wrap it and then kind of secure it as I go. No. Okay, I think I don't have this right. Oh. Okay. Hey, kind of mosquito-y. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this stuff. Just tuck that. Oh, I quite like it. I quite like that. Definitely gonna be making a few of these until I get the hang of it, because I do have all the materials. And it's Southeast Florida. Mosquito. No shade. Mosquito. Maybe a bit much hackling, like too much. But definitely gives me something to work off. Got the wings. Interesting. Very excited on this guy. If anybody would like a mosquito, definitely gonna be tying a ton of those. And try to experiment a little bit more on getting this a little neater. Yeah, it looks like if I threw that in the water, I feel like it would look just like the mosquitoes that get stuck on the, and this is from the Fishing Encyclopedia. Reclaim standard. So this is essentially, yeah, super glue. Hardest hole penetrator by Hairline Dubbin. Yeah, peahawks would be cool to have. They're very exactly that. Watchdogs. So I like complete angler. I don't know why I was saying complete angler. I don't know how it's pronounced on this. I'll be real. Compleant. What did I just spell? Compleat. And they have a point system and a lot of good discounts. The more I'm looking at this, the more stoked. That's real cool. All grizzly. So I think the next thing to do would be make also a smaller one. I have big hands, so it's not really a good size comparison. Not terribly tall, but 5'9". I can't get over that. Like a mosquito sound. That is sweet. Yeah, definitely a bit more mosquito pattern. That's sweet. Ooh, ow. Sweet. I'm gonna put this one in the buggy one. This is what I plan on when I get the hang of fly fishing and casting and not losing stuff. Oh, I did try to make a parachute one earlier today. But not the best. looks like a daffodil a little bit. And for the post material, I just took some of this macrame cord somewhere and unwound it. Just used a Sharpie to color, make it yellow. And the pattern itself was on fat-fingered fly tire. The dubbing is rabbit, kind of like an ant body shape. Here, let me sit down for a second and read through so I don't miss any comments, because y'all have really good vital info. Yeah, I tried a parachute. I've been wanting to try one of these for a long time, and my hackling isn't very good, and it's not very rigid, so I'm not sure if it would do much in aiding it to float, but I wanted to get the mechanics, at least give the mechanics a go. I can't get over the mosquito. So the more proper ones is trying like fly fishing looking fly, because that's always bouncing between saltwater and trying to learn like the traditional ones. Like this one's to mimic the orange caterpillars here. However, there's just too much orange, so I want to redo that one and maybe double the dubbing. But yeah, kind of hungry, I'll be real. So I think I'm gonna just chill for a little bit. So I'm gonna start poking my fingers. I just know it. Look at comments. Interesting. I appreciate that, you both. The glue? I think it's about $5. Steve Conder, very nice. Yeah, pretty soon when Kinto's up and going, we could all get in Kinto, KYNTO, as codes projects, and it's turning more and more into a streaming platform, but we'll be able to like share camera points from everyone's desk that wants to share their desk to do more like communal learning, if you will. Like not necessarily like classrooms or anything like that, just everyone's working on something and kind of working out loud, because there's a lot of tips and tricks and techniques in every activity that could be used in every other activity. And been focusing a lot on for saltwater flies. Lefty Cray has documented so much information that he's created such a good stepping stone for saltwater fly fishing especially. And I don't have any of his freshwater fishing books yet, but I'm aiming to. Just watched not too long ago the him and Bob Clauser have a DVD on bass fishing, which was super enlightening. It was one of the greatest bits of media I've ever seen. They're a really, really entertaining pair. I wish I could find more of those two together. And Bob Clauser, if you've seen Clauser's Minnows. Yeah, because dog, Lucy actually likes ripping up coconuts. So, endless coconut core. And it lasts such a long time. So, by the time pots need repotted or anything like that, they you can also transfer the coconut. First attempt at a parachute. I could not figure out this portion. Like, so the next attempt I'm going to not tightly spiral the hackle, just loosely go up and then go back down tighter. Because I ended up with one side like with a bunch of hackle going down the body, which I didn't want. So yeah, I'm dying to try clouds or minnows. I just I tried making a few eyes for weighted eyes, but I can't find any weighted eyes that comes in an assortment pack because I really don't know what size or weight that I want anyway. And assortment is always good, especially because I think I'm gonna try to get some of these out because I want to tie flies not just for myself. I would like to have this as the service that I provide the world, at least a portion of it. I can't get over that shape. It's like an ant. Isn't that wild? It's just like an ant